The Cabin, a Thunderstorm Dreams story, written and narrated by Ozzie Sneddon. The recommended time for listening to Thunderstorm Dreams is between the hours of 9:30 p.m. and midnight in your respective time zone. It is also recommended that you wear headphones, but it is not required. Without further ado, we hope you enjoy today's episode of Thunderstorm Dreams.
You are standing on the second floor of a dilapidated cabin. As your weight slowly shifts from one leg to the other, the old wooden floor begins to moan a long, steady creak, indicative of the age of the eclectic structure you stand in. It smells like a forest just after it rained, that fresh, earthy smell. It permeates your nostrils, garnished with a scent of wood and dust. There is lichen and moss growing on the ceiling, accented by a few tiny mushrooms and a few tiny spiderweb dwellings. It is impossible to tell what is beyond the windows in the room, because the glare of the sun makes the glass nearly opaque with white light. You can see one of the windows about 10 feet in front of you, and the other you assume is 10 feet behind you. The walls on either side of the room slant diagonally upward, forming a triangular hallway that is the upper floor of the structure. Never do you feel the need to move from your spot in the center of a room, or even turn around. You know the layout of a room like you know the shape of your fingernails. It's something that you are always aware of, but never feel the need to be too concerned about. The glaring white light from the windows dim, and you see that outside of the window is the foliage of a lovely green oak tree. The morning light gently flows down each leaf and drop of morning dew. The window is now open, and fresh mountain air fills your lungs as a gentle breeze relieves the mustiness of the dwelling you now stand in. You sit now in a side-room greenhouse. You woke up not an hour ago. The morning light shines through the slightly yellow-aged glass. Particulates of dust float slowly in the air. It smells faintly of coffee, freshly brewed, mostly drank. You sit in a cozy wicker chair next to a table made from a large wooden stump. On it are various magazines, newspapers, old copies of National Geographic, a warm mug, and a plate with some toast crumbs. You sit with a leather-bound book open on your lap. It's the perfect morning to catch up on some reading. Around the back of the cabin are some old remnants of lives that were previously lived contently in this cabin. A very old rusted truck with circular yellowed headlights that, unsurprisingly, will not start. A military motorcycle from World War II that, miraculously, will start, but definitely needs to be maintained. A few old gasoline canisters, probably empty, but you should probably check soon, just in case. An old Pepsi Cola sign, packed into the back of the truck from the 70s. There used to be much more, but you have tried to clean out most of the things that were there over the years, sold them to antique stores and the like. You don't think you will ever be able to sell the bike or the sign. You don't want to. Something about them just grabs you. Sometimes, you set up a mattress in the bed of the truck and fall asleep under the stars, underneath a warm, hand-knitted quilt that you obtained years ago. You swing a leg over the old wartime motorbike and listen to the metal creak under your weight. The lever of the seat settle beneath you. You turn the old key, and the chug of the ancient motor brings the bike to life once again. The headlight flickers before it turns on and shines brightly. Your foot puts pressure onto the gas pedal slowly, and you ride off onto the old road into town. Trees surround the dilapidated asphalt road.
the road fighting a losing battle with the surrounding nature. You ride and are hypnotized by the patterns the light makes filtering through the leaves of the trees onto the ground. A gentle breeze flows through the branches, and you hear the morning chirping of birds as your bike glides down the road. As you lose yourself to the surroundings around you, the sound of your bike dims, and all that is left is your conscience and the pure nature it inhabits. As you fly, as you fly. This has been The Cabin, a Thunderstorm Dreams story written and narrated by Ozzie Sneddon. Thunderstorm Dreams is brought to you by the wonderful patrons of Librarium Studios over at Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can support Thunderstorm Dreams, as well as other strange stories and other mediums, such as comics and video games. Thank you.